Today I want to teach you a simple soloing trick that can help you freely improvise. This was a light bulb moment for me when I realized I could take the rhythm of a tune like this. We just have the quarter notes here, and then we get the up and down motion. This is the feel, the groove, but transfer that to alternate picking, E minor pentatonic scale. This was a huge moment for me, realizing I was playing the scale, but there was no feel. I know some of you can relate to that because we practice these scales up and down, but we need the feel of the song. We need to have a connection with the tune or the track. And I'll leave a link for this great backing track. This is hours of improvising fun. It just very addictive. Only 2 chords, E7, A7. Back and forth, E minor pentatonic works well over this. Basic structure. But the trick is the right hand feel of the scale. You want to create small phrases with feel, a connection. Up and down motion. So what I'm doing, I have the groove in my head. I have that pulse, but you're doing it with the alternate picking feel. Even though you might not be doing it during the whole solo, you have that in your heart, in your soul. And that is the way to practice it. A groove like this, you want to have that. It's the quarter notes would be each beat, 8th notes, 16th notes. So there's 4 notes in each measure, or 4 rhythm strokes or picking strokes. I do this with rhythm too. But the alternate picking, getting it locked into time. So if we have 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. You might have to slow that down. Even with a metronome, helps hugely lock into timing. But you need to know these little subdivisions that they're called. But this is an important one right here, the 16th note. So we can take the feel of this track, and I'll leave a link for this track. I might have already said that, but it's just an addictive track and fun to improvise over. So getting the groove in your soul is something I really early on just didn't even think about it. I just thought I could, if I kept going up and down the scale, some things would start clicking, and it never happened. It wasn't until I had the right hand picking in sync with the groove of the song. Such an important thing. Let's try this again. I'm going to break down some of these solo ideas because this is fun. We can take this concept and use the 2 chords. We have an E note, A note for the A7, and create movement to those notes. I got that feel. The feel, it's almost like an endless amount of variations and ideas. It's very inspiring once you get the groove under your fingers. This is something that's hard to teach, especially over a YouTube lesson like this. But so many guitar players struggle with the timing and don't want to put the time in. This isn't even time consuming to learn this concept. It's just taking those simple beats. You got the quarter notes, 2, 3, 4, eighth notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 16th notes. One, two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just 4 beats. It's really a feel thing for me. When I'm doing it, I don't count it. I don't think I ever even counted it when I was learning this type of rhythm. It was just putting on a backing track, getting the beat of the track, and then getting the subdivisions with the up and down motion for rhythm. Sometimes even playing this tune with rhythm. So basically, you're taking the rhythm, the soul of the song, and putting it to notes. But you want a connection to those chords. So that's why at least targeting, just simple notes like the E note, within the E minor pentatonic scale. So you have the E note on the 14th fret of the D string, and then the A note on the 12th fret of the A string. And again, you can create movement to those notes with that pulse in mind. Then you have the A note, E, walking down to the A. So for the E, just alternate there. It's within the E minor pentatonic scale. And then walk down for 14, 13, 12 on the A string. Or 16, 15, 14 on the G string. You're walking down from B, A sharp to A. Kind of using that little blue note there. And that's another way to improvise this, really riding that blue note. Check this out. You have that feel going up and down the scale. You can ride this blue note, which is 14 to 15 I like to use. I use my second finger here, sliding up, and then hitting with your first finger, hit that 12th fret of the B string. It's a B note. By itself, it doesn't sound good, but with this groove, and that pulse is in mind when you're playing something like that. And then you can... Another thing that works so well is repeating. You can repeat and repeat and repeat. When you have a good groove, it sounds great, and it's fun to do. But the tightness, the connection with the chords and the groove is the important thing. We want to be able to play all over the fretboard, but first we have to just do the simple things well, and learning to expand this idea will come in time, but you need to be able to just freely improvise in a small area of the fretboard. Even confining and simplifying things sometimes can really help you be more creative, because you're not overthinking. And that's another thing I struggled with, was I tried to think way too much when I was trying to improvise. And I know some of you can relate to that. Once you have the structure of a scale, E minor pentatonic in this case, you have that up and down feel. And in learning to just break that up in small chunks, pause, having that breath in between phrases is so important. But just have just a few simple target notes. Nothing going back to the E note every time works great over this track, because that E note is also in the A7 chord. So this is really just endless variations and a lot of fun. Here's a few more ideas. Sorry, I get carried away sometimes, but it's really an endless amount of variations here. I'm doing that with that pulse in mind. Full bend on 15 of the B string, you're bending to an E note. Make sure you're getting the right pitch. And then you hit the 12th fret of the E string as an E note. But we're kind of parking our first finger there, barring the 12th fret, and then as I go a downstroke on the bend, and I do an upstroke on the E and B strings as I bar here in the 12th fret. A great tool to create some almost tension and kind of it just connects with the groove. And then you can walk down the scale after that. So you can do that upstroke, the 12th fret of the E and B strings, hitting 15 on the B, slight bend on 14 of the G string, release to 14, 12, back to home bass, that E note in the 14th fret of the D string. Again. That just really connects to this type of tune. See how I'm adding that blue note in there too. The key to this soloing trick is the feel. This will work almost over any blues rock backing track. Getting that feel, and just picking the pentatonic scale, the scale that corresponds with that backing track. And then once you have that pulse and that groove, and again, I'll leave a link for this backing track. Practice this, get that up and down motion, and you'll just solo for hours. It will be addictive to you. Playing guitar solos is fun. Just don't let it overwhelm you. Don't overthink it. Have fun. And thanks for hanging out with me today.